What's going on, Big T Mirth? I see you. Hope you're having a great Friday evening. Gonna let a few people get in before we get started. So it's gonna be a really interesting night tonight. I'm excited. Like I say, we're gonna wait for a few minutes, It's a little early, so. We got 1 minute till 9 o'clock. So we should see a few people coming in. Glad to know you're good, big bro. That's great. So being that it's 9 o'clock, I'm gonna go ahead and get the party going. I'm gonna start off a little slow. For anybody that's watching, I just wanna show my favorite book again. I always talk about this book. It's Sentences. It's by M.F. Grimm, one of my favorite books. Tonight we have a special guest. It's gonna be a very interesting individual. World-renowned emcee, author emcee, Wordsworth. He has 2 books out. One is called Socks, and one is called What Words Are Worth. So we're gonna get into those 2 books in a few, once him and a few other people join. But yeah, I just been pretty much reading a little bit of this the Wu-Tang book, the Tale of Wu. What is it? Let me grab it again. It's sitting over here. Kind of starting off with that. Getting into it. It's kind of a slow read, but it's interesting. So see we have apple juice and cranberry juice. How are you? Hope you're doing well. So, but look, this is what we gonna do, y'all. It's right now. It's a party of three. We gonna go ahead and get it rocking, get it started. We really didn't have, much of an agenda other than, speaking with the great Wordsworth. We're very intrigued to talk about his two books. One of them is a children's book, like I said before. It's called Socks. It's very, very dope. I'll let him tell y'all about it though. So it looks like he's in the building. So let's see. We're gonna add him. Let's see. Give me a few minutes, y'all. And bring him in. Greetings,
Yo,
my brother.
hey, what's happening, man? Let me get
How
my.
are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm great, actually.
Great.
How about yourself?
I'm great, man. It's good to meet you. Good to meet you, man.
Me on.
So, I'm a long time fan of Mr. Wordsworth. I remember back in the day looking at the Lyricist Lounge. Me and my homeboys, we used to try to imitate our own, version, but we weren't quite as seasoned as the great, but
Thank you, man.
yeah,
We man, it's been a journey. That's all I can say.
right,
It's been.
right. I remember following you on Facebook. Been for a while, a few years, and that's how I found out about your first book, the Wordsworth. What words are worth?
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, that's my that was that book that made me go like. You can hear me
Yes,
clear? I'm good with
sir.
that was that book that I was like trying to figure out what's going to be my first book because I
Mm,
always wanted to write a book. So the science behind me choosing that book really was it was my shortest album. So I said, let me knock this one out with my shortest album, and then it will give me the process to do the next albums. So I was just trying to find a way that I could do something comfortable. But the whole idea behind it too was um, like you, me, and everybody in the world, I would say, we have something that's maybe poetic we want to put down or do poetry. But then I was like, I think I'm hustling backwards. I said, yo, I already wrote mad poems that
mm,
nobody read. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like when you think about it, like all these even artists that we may like or love and listen to, there's people that don't listen to no music.
right,
People that
right,
there's people of our age and how we came up now, we got so much going on. The music is kind of maybe third or secondary to maybe absorbing it from audio book or maybe reading it right there. So that was the reason I did it really because I wanted to do a poetry book. But then I was like, yo, I'm wilding.
okay.
I wrote my
Mm, man, I love my favorite joint on that album is Spanish Guitar. I love that joint, man. Man,
thank you.
incredible. Yes, sir. And but I got a question. When writing the book, do you write in long increments or short spurts, kinda?
Yeah, I do like I kind of just do it like layering a cake. So how I do it is um I can come up with like what I want to talk about, and then I'll lay that down as the chapters, and then I'll go maybe that chapter, see what I come up with, and
Mhm.
lay it. Second chapter, I might go in, dabble down, maybe. So it might be a sentence each, or it might be a paragraph here, one sentence, one thought, three thoughts, four. I just go through it like that, so that way I can maintain, just the momentum. So if you go through it like that, I look at it like I said, like a cake kind of. You just put that first layer, then you come back, boom.
Okay.
So I personally think that's why I like finished books,
Okay.
because they go chronological. And when you get with the chronological, what happens is I don't know what I want to talk about next, because you're trying to get so detailed about. So then when I grew up here, then I moved here, and then I forgot. Then I want to delve into that. So meanwhile, all the other chapters in your mind and what you got going on, they're not even getting the opportunity to be out there on the page.
Okay. Okay.
So, so that's how I think going chronological is very difficult.
Wow, never heard that before.
Yeah, I wouldn't go chronological. I wouldn't go chronological totally.
Okay. Okay.
Write to whatever I can write up to. Go to the next chapter regardless. And then
Okay. We got Mr. K Banger in the building.
Peace. What's up, K Bang? How you doing?
K Banger.
Oh, peace, brothers. E Napoleon Smith. Sorry, I had technical difficulties. Brother Wordsworth, salute my brother. So beautiful to see you, man. Met you quite. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
I had an issue before. Didn't want to disturb what y'all were talking about. Very honored to see you here, brothers. It's been a long time, man. I've opened for you countless times with Science of Life and all the brothers over at the New Eureka Poets Cafe. I was on the drums. I was on the mic.
Wow.
Always honored your residency there. And all that. Very very honored and beautiful to see you, brother.
Thank you.
And shout out to E Napoleon Smith for putting this together.
Yes.
This is the Book Zombies Book Club. I'm Keith K. Banger. Respect with the one and only Wordsworth in the building. Legendary soldier in the hip hop game. Wow.
Thank you, man. It's an honor for me. I'm just, this came up like real quick. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm down with that, man. I think that's why I'm here, man, to build with brothers with what I know. So that's how I feel.
Salute, man. And we
Listen,
thank you.
Yo, for real, thank you. And listen, I don't want to interrupt the conversation. E Napoleon Smith is kind of driving on this, but he kind of brought me in on this book zombies thing, and it's been amazing. So I know he had a lot to ask you about because he put me up on your book, Socks, What Words Are Worth, available everywhere right now by Wordsworth. Okay, you can't miss this brother. You already know who he is. I mean, for real. Before you continue, E, because I got to get this workout in. I told you the show was going to be a little crazy. I'm running behind. I got the crazy lime shirt on. I got the crazy ripped up.
I see it.
I got the ripped up, pants on. I'm just like, I just got the grocery shopping. Your words reflect on some of this era, man. You being from Brooklyn and the whole New Eureka Poets Cafes thing, and how you came up within all those ranks to where you are now.
Man, it was like a background for artists back then, because I explained it to people. You literally couldn't go anywhere without possibly rapping. So you always had to leave the house with like maybe 10 to 15 verses. So you could literally get the train, walk inside in the subway car, and see people there, and somebody come up to you, yo, you rhyme? That was it. It was like literally, yo, you rhyme was like, how you doing? That's
wow.
That's what it was. Yo, you rhyme. It was the how you doing at that time. And you had to like literally be on point every day because that was the street was your internet. So you would rhyme against somebody wherever borough you were, and that person, whether they met you on a train now traveling to a whole different area, saying, yo, this dude, I met this dude, and then the name would travel like that. So in this age nowadays, it's more so you just, you do what you do, and you got more exposure so people could kind of get their own building, as far as like people following them and stuff that faster in your own, you can get your own consumers and stuff like that immediately. But yeah, difference back then, that's the major difference is you basically would come out your building and you had to be ready everywhere it was on.
Question. So I know you know, are very well acquainted with Master Ace, you know, one of my favorite MCs. You know,
Legendary
how did
Juice Crew.
you, so how did you initially meet
Rest in
Master?
peace. Oh, I was saying rest in peace to Mr.
Oh,
C.
rest in peace.
Oh,
I
yo,
didn't hear you.
Yeah,
damn, man. Wow.
Peace.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
That
Indeed.
was a
Rest-
yeah,
Legendary Juice
yeah.
Crew.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
Wow.
you were saying how did
Rest in peace.
I
Mm.
met Ace because me and Punchline had put out an EP on a mutual label called Mona Hip Hop, which is actually owned by my boy JF, who I put a project out with about a year or so, 2 years ago, called Undivided Attention.
Okay.
And at
Okay.
that time, Ace was producing a record on that same label for Strip. So JF was like, yo, I got these two dudes, Punchline and Wordsworth. He played me and Punch for Ace. And Ace was like, yo, I got this on Block episode they might be dope on.
Mm.
And you finally get to meet Ace at D&D.
Okay. Classic studio.
Videos. Ace played the Block episode. I was standing there and I was like, man, I got an idea for that. And for us, it's kind of right up my alley because we just came from writing on TV about scenarios. So storytelling is just what it is. So that's how we met, like
Okay.
that.
Dope. Yeah, I like how he did the foreword for your book. That was dope, man.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So K Banger, man, is in the building. I'm glad
Yes,
y'all
sir. Yes, yes.
are meeting.
Yeah, I apologize for that, man. I had some technical difficulties. Wordsworth, we was we was really scrambling for this because I knew that he had reached out for you to do this. So I wanted him to do the honors and getting this live up and running so that y'all can kick it. And we were back and forth with the with getting it right. And I ended up in a dead spot here, out in New Orleans. If you haven't heard already, it's like tornadoes out here. It's crazy. Sign of the times. So the signal was kind of weak where I was at. I'm back where it's strong now. I didn't really line up anything for this, man. I just, seeing your work for years and years and years. For those that may not know, if you can give a condensed storyline, timeline of, where you began to where you're at now. Right. I'm sure you can do that. We got time. We got a little bit of time.
I'll give it real quick one on that. I'll kind of give you like the things that helped my career pretty much. So
okay.
You Lounge performing at the Lyricist Lounge, hosted by Q-Tip one night. Q-Tip sees me and Punch. We get on the Love Movement album. At the same time, we're hanging out with Mos Def and Kweli. We're on the Black Star album. So we were on two of the biggest releases of that year at that same time. So then going to the Lyricist Lounge more so, wind up rhyming and doing a skit on the Lyricist Lounge album that actually turned into the Lyricist Lounge TV show. At that moment, we were in lounge freestyling. I actually acted like the wall was a chalkboard. Everybody was raising their hands. We got Thurston was there. There's now with the third, AL, all of them, and they were raising their hands like students. I'm answering them back and rhyme like a teacher. The tape, shout out to Wise Guy and Gaston. They were recording it, had radio.
Brother Wise
and,
Guy, what's good?
Mm-hmm.
What's good, my brother? Oh, man,
Yeah.
Brother Wise Guy, man.
Gaston, you never have a Lyricist Lounge TV show. So
yes, sir.
they always have a radio and always had a video camera at every New Yorican, you know that, every show. So they were there, they captured that moment, that tape gets handed out to a guy, Jacob Septimus. He tells me, yo, I think this could be a TV show. I'm mad arrogant, like, yeah, whatever. Let me know when it's a TV show. Because back then, the process was you get a record deal, right? You get popular, you get a TV show and movie. There was no skipping that. I never skipped.
Right.
So
it's so interesting hearing it in that way now that, and this wasn't too long ago. I'm so glad that we're getting this on the record here on the Book Zombie Book Club, because this is going to give some folks a chance to really, who may not know, a chance to really go and see this well documented, well received work, you know?
So that wasn't in my mind to believe him, because we came up kind of like, you got to get a record deal to become everything else.
Right.
So I didn't have a record deal. So somebody to say I'm about to jump on TV was just like, that sounds crazy.
Don't you feel it's kind of still that way though?
No,
you know what? Wait, I don't want to mess up what you're doing, but let's try to keep that in mind and come back to it, because I would like to know your perspective on that. But continue with the history.
Yeah. So lo and behold, they reach out and able to get a pilot, some auditions for MTV. We go to House of Blues in LA. We audition. They say they want to pick for a pilot. We do the pilot, gets picked up. We end up doing 2 seasons of that, which was real dope. And now back then it might have seemed short to me, but then today you see like, man, some people don't make it out of 1 season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, so I now in retrospect I be like, man, I had 2 seasons.
Right.
So go from that.
That's pretty long. That's
back then it just felt different. Of course, I would wanted the longer seasons, of course, but it just, when you look at now stuff, your favorite shows get hacked quick. So then we go from that. Within that meantime, there's like touring on the Lyricist Lounge tour. Meet Ace. Start touring a lot with Ace from 2001 and on. Toured with Ace for like 15 years after 2001 and 2000. But in between then, I dropped Mirror Music, and that was like critically acclaimed. I wound up getting an XL and double XL, which is that's a big deal.
Yes, sir.
And after that, wind up doing cartoons and stuff too. So I did Dexter's Hip Hop Laboratory, and then one of the recent ones is like Netflix, Peabody and Sherman on there, and that's all because me and Prince Paul have the same publishing administrator, and they put us together. So doing the cartoons, I think I'm missing one of the cartoons too. SpongeBob. Wind up doing SpongeBob. All the cartoons were so successful, the music videos for all the cartoons. So that put me in a whole nother lane of what to write for, what I could do.
Right.
So then I just add that to my repertoire. And then in between time, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the first album. And then we're Ace touring, so we're on Ace albums. Then we do an EMC album with all of us. And then I drop another second album, and then just doing stuff for like TV shows, CSI. Last season we did Bel Air. We did like the intro on the 3rd episode of that. Me and my boy Andy Rodriguez. So a lot of TV stuff. And then now I'll speed up quickly to where I'm at. I became a teacher in 2009. Actually 2015, tripping. So in 2015, become a teacher because my daughter was getting inadequate substitutes, and they had divided her class.
Okay.
So I go do is become her teacher. And so I go down to the district. I go down to the district, and a white lady comes from behind the counter and says, you need to be a full-time teacher because a lot of Black kids and minorities need you here full-time. That was the realest question ever asked in my life. I said yes in less than a second. All right. And that pretty much stopped my tour, and I haven't been overseas since that.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. And because I felt that was the realest question, right? Ever. Because if I say no, I'm to blame now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe some rippling effect. So that was the realest question I was asked. And that was a blessing. So then I became a teacher, and then my school wanted grant, and then they knew what I did, and I designed the curriculum, TV curriculum, film curriculum, and music production curriculum there. And then I'll speed it up a little bit. So I went and got a couple of degrees. I got a master's music business degree from the U. I got a bachelor of language arts. I got a master's of academics. Yeah, I got a couple of master's degree. I just got my latest one is academic leadership one. And
So this sounds like, and this is the more recent. This is
yeah,
the most recent years of the. I mean, this is a pretty. I mean, man, this is a
Yeah.
pretty extensive body of work, bro. I
oh yeah.
mean, you know.
Great.
Make it crazier is if you go to the University of Miami and you just Google it right now, organized rhyme. I got a curriculum there, and it's me teaching people how to write rhymes
Mm.
and songs. So
Wow. Wow.
literally go onto the organized rhyme, University of Miami, and when you pay for the course, it's $200, $50 for each module that I wrote, I created, and I actually own it,
Wow.
which is dope. You can
Wow.
let me teach you how to songwrite, talk to you about freestyling, and it's all techniques that I use that I created myself. Um, so, man,
That's
so
a
that's
man. Listen, I'm so glad that we have this opportunity
that's
to gather this data, you know, and bring it to a
Body of
few
work.
folks. That,
Right.
yeah, for real. I mean, I don't. We don't have it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the biggest followings or anything like that. But if it, I would love as many people from young to old now, especially if you're trying to see yourself in the realm of publishing and hip hop and these things,
yeah.
to be exposed to a career like this that's just
Yeah. Indeed. And
consistent and honorable.
giving away,
That's,
You know,
giving away game, man. Hey.
for real. Now I did take
got
note.
one more thing
Okay,
to
okay,
add.
okay, go ahead.
My boy Irv Ford, he's on the check-in, but I also
Peace.
um, in March, we went and did South by Southwest EDU. A lot of people don't know there's a South by Southwest conference the week before that's all education.
Okay.
Right.
Um, me, Dr. Dr. Jason Rose, everybody knows producer J Rose.
Brother J. Rawls, peace.
He's
Mm-hmm.
professor of hip hop at Ohio State.
Yes,
Him
sir.
and JR, John Robinson, Science of Life.
JR, peace.
House, we are known as the Avengers, and we go out and we do presentations at conferences throughout the year and teach people how to infuse hip hop in whatever subject you. So that's the real synopsis of what I do currently and what's going
Right.
on.
Right. So Wordsworth, one of the most interesting things I think people will find out about you that don't know after this live is your book Socks. That whole idea is brilliant to me. Can you kind of just give us a brief summary of how you put that together and what inspired that as a children's book?
Yeah, shout out to my co-writers, Donnell Wright, Lamar Richardson. What it was is I had the idea for a long time. I actually wrote it as a movie script. And the idea actually came from me one day going in the laundry room and I couldn't find one of my socks and was wondering what.
Oh wow!
And it was simple. And I was like, yo, I felt like, just like, Seinfeld, that's my favorite show, just because a lot of instances you see it's a mutual thought. So I was like, yo, if I can't find my sock, I'm sure hundreds, thousands of other people can't. This is a children's book, so let's do it. I kind of let the idea die for a minute, and then my boy Darnell, who I went to college with, was like, "Yo, what's up with this socks thing?" He's the one that brought it back up to me, and then I was like, "All right, yo, let's work on it." So it took like over a year or so to like really get it there, because it's three of us, and we like input, got to reread and stuff like that. So it's about this kid that's a soccer player loses his lucky sock,
Mm,
and sock has a life of its own, and it's trying to find its way back to the game to help the kid win the game. And
wow.
while his encounter, he runs into everything in the lost and found in the laundry realm,
Okay.
and has this other adventures and how everything else becomes its own. In the store, the perfume or cologne gets personified, and this journey of this sock getting back
Mm,
home, and there's a world where socks live actually.
mm.
So sneaker boxes are buildings. The thing, all that stuff that deals with shoes and socks, we get into its own city and stuff like that.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Yeah, so it's done pretty well, man. And then like I posted pictures of schools that have bought sets of these for their school. My school actually has a set, so like
That's what I was going to ask you next was it a way we could order some, a bulk?
Time for the plug.
I
Time to
think
plug. Plug it away.
dope to take it to some schools and try to get it in some classrooms, man. I really like the concept of that book. I like how it's 100 pages. It's not a flip through 5 minutes.
I didn't realize it was
Really,
100 pages.
adults can read it and take a lot.
Right.
You it's a children's book, but
yeah, it's and that's on purpose. Like as I'm reading it and writing it, I'm looking at the word. Like I used to be a reading teacher too, so I'm looking at the words for the lexile of what makes it a book for elementary versus what makes it for middle school. What makes it school to an adult. So even the way we went through that, I was like, this sentence here, we need some more vocabulary to bring this sentence up to a level that an adult can feel the sentence. So that was definitely part of the train of thought with it. And then yeah, I can help if you want to order like bulk copies of it. I can we can discuss that and everything. But yes, a lot of that went into the writing of it, of where to scale it down and where to scale it up, because I wanted to be able to picture that it can go anywhere. So it can go middle school up to high school or past that, and it can go down to elementary, probably from like fourth and up. So it definitely was in my mindset from being a reading teacher.
right, man.
So wait, did I miss something? Did you mention to us and the people in the chat where they can get this book?
Yeah, it's Amazon. That's where it's at. You get it Amazon, and you can order it there. There's other like website. If you just Google it, there's other people that are like third parties that have it and sell it, but you can get it right directly from Amazon.
Okay. Do you plan on working on any other books in the future?
Yeah, because you got part one, volume one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Volume two edited right now, so I'm working on volume two, and the plan is to do every album.
Mm, mm, mm.
My mindset was like a lot of times it's like Shakespeare. We're still to this day trying Shakespeare may have meant.
Yeah.
With my stuff, I wanted to be like he said this. What do you think about that? And shout to Professor James Miles, because the Fresh Professor, he actually is a professor at the University of Seattle University, and my book is actually part of the curriculum.
Wow.
That's the other reason why I'm writing these books, and I want people to put them into their curriculums in their colleges and understand the deeper thought behind it. So yeah, volume two is actually going to be on my latest album, The Fragility of Life. So that's what volume two will be based on.
Wow. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. One more question, man.
I'm here.
What advice would you give to authors or aspiring authors that have strong love for hip hop?
Oh, I think you got to just write down your thoughts and figure out what you want to talk about. I think you really got to wrestle with what you want to talk about and that you feel you could expound on to teach somebody. I think you have to figure out what can you, no matter who you are,
right,
teach that when you write it down or when you talk to people, you're excited to talk about it.
Right.
That could be anything. If it's DJing, it's DJing. If it's graph, it's graph. If it's breaking, whatever it is,
book. Say book.
Yeah, right. Whatever you want to write about and do, I think you guys gotta write it down. And then, like I said, it's really about the layers. I don't think it's about, do not get caught up in, I stopped right here. Don't stop. I think you got to just say, all right, well, I stopped here for this chapter. Let me go. I also wanted to talk about when I rode a bike here or when I went to the show here. I also want to talk about this. And once you start doing those things, it's just like sequencing an album. Then you go, put this song first and that song right there. So
Wow.
you just got to write, man. Just write, and then it becomes a book. I think that's the main thing. Get started.
But some of the things that you mentioned seem like it also involves a team of writers. You know, shine a light on how uh, collaborating with writers, how you're doing it, and what it's meant to you, you being a writer yourself.
All right, I'll give you some great examples of that. All right, so with the Sox book, my boy Darnell, he's a comedian actually. So it was cool because I didn't know if I had that sense of humor. So having him having that humor, right? Because he had some good humor. So it was like, yo, reading it, and I would go read it and see stuff he added, and I'd be like, yo, that's kind of cool how you seen that in it. So you can't get full of yourself and knowing how to do everything. Of course, I have a sense of humor, but it doesn't. You can't knock somebody else that's a professional at doing that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm writing something for a TV show, so shout to Def Jeff. If y'all know Def Jeff, I've collaborated with Jeff to write pilots, and what we do is share Google Doc.
Okay.
The way to do it, you share Google Doc. Y'all, where you are, I'm writing ideas, he's writing ideas. You know, you get that notification when somebody puts something down. You go check it, and you set up those times. And one of the main things that I try to tell my friends and everybody is have an accountability meeting, like silly. So me, Jay Rawls, JR, and Fresh Professor, we have a meeting, a Zoom meeting, like every 2 weeks at least, every Sunday at 12, because one of us on the West Coast, so we don't want too early. So and we just met the other day just to check in.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Love it.
You have and find a partner you could do those meetings with, because if y'all both are working on a project, when y'all get on, y'all gonna have that pride to have something done. You don't want to come on that meeting and you ain't got no progress. Then what we meeting for?
Right.
So it'll hold
Accountability.
and accountability. So find somebody that y'all can just say, yo, every Sunday, every Saturday, whatever that day is that y'all can meet, we're gonna meet that day. Not every week, every 2 weeks. Yo, it's me every 2 weeks. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna let me know where you're at with the book. Let me know where you at with the album. Let me know where you at. Let me know where you at with the design and the clothes, and that's gonna hold you accountable to show up.
Dope, man. That's dope.
A lot of insight, man. Wordsworth is in the building, promoting not only himself, but his bodies of work that are available right now all over online, Amazon, and all that. Socks.
Yes. I've been
What
telling
words are worth?
a lot of people, man.
A lot of records, a lot of history. Go back. This will be recorded indefinitely, so go ahead and skim around and just check what I like to call check the dossier. This is not a resume. This is a dossier. Go through it and check out that Lyricist Lounge and Punchline of Wordsworth classic records. Have you allowed them to stream these records, or are you kind of being tight with the money? And I don't mean to be in your pockets and nothing, but when it comes to these old classic records, people able to stream this, or you kind of they got to go direct to you?
Yeah, you can stream. The only record you can't stream is probably the Punch and Words EP. That's the only thing you can't. But other than that, everything is out there. You can stream and find it online and so on and so forth. So yeah, people stream, download, whatever the case may be.
Oh man, yeah, classic material.
Yeah, everybody's able to still do that. So I mean, the main thing is just learning how to transition, man. If I have advice, it's like doing all of that in that journey is just like learning how to transition and then figure out the next step. So that's why I do the books, because I'm looking at it like, okay, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when I get called to talk on panels or I'm appearing to talk, 20 books is on it. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, whether it's your audio books of, what I'm saying, lyrical audio books, children's books.
There's the audio book of Socks out there too.
Okay.
So yeah, all of that, man. But that's how I have to think, and that's kind of how I think. It's kind of like, okay, where am I at with the stage and phase of where I'm at doing music? How is the music helping me do other things? How is me with education me to promote the music? How am I bringing them together? What have I gotten from all these years of doing everything that I can pass on to somebody else?
Right.
Which has led to me making an announcement this week on my Instagram that I'm gonna start a podcast, and that stemmed from doing interviews. And I was just like, man, I'm my niche of what I wanted to talk about, but the questions that I get here and things like that, people want to know, like, yo, like, how did you come up with that? How do you write this?
Yeah.
There's so many questions I get asked about the process that people respect my pen for the process and the ideology of how I put stuff together and even how I even got to getting to this point and doing that I was like, man, that's what I'm here for. I'm
Man.
here to share everything that I've learned up to this point. So I could talk about writing songs for a cartoon is totally different than writing a regular song.
Okay.
I could talk about freestyle versus written. I could talk about what time that I might like to write a rhyme. Why? I could talk about so much that deals with the process, man. It's it just is what it is, So that's what I'm yeah, man. So if you get a chance, go subscribe to my YouTube page. It says Wordsworth TV for now, and then it changed actually into the show name, which is gonna be What Words Are Worth.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But please subscribe. It's Wordsworth TV right now, and man, I got so much to talk about the process. The process. That's what's in the book. The process, the thought.
Yeah. Yes.
And so I appreciate coming on here, because if you never get to speak to me here, you don't know what's behind a 16 bars.
Right.
You hear me, I can rap, but like after that 16 bars fades and you go to the next song, you don't get to ask me anything about it.
That's why brothers gotta kick it on this level, man. I mean, and this technology really helps with that, because at first glance, everyone knows about what you've done musically and all these other things, but the process, these other products that are available, all of these things is valuable information, to those that need it. People need this. We need our stories to be heard.
Yes, sir.
Pun
Yes.
intended.
Mm-hmm.
We need our stories to be heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I run into a lot of people that are of, I would say, maybe our age, trying to figure out what's the other thing I can do with this knowledge.
Right.
We all have knowledge from these years, and we're the teachers now. That's why I celebrated at the year 50, right?
Yes.
So everybody's got hired and all that stuff for last year, and I'm like, man, I wonder how are they going to get that same love in 2024?
Right.
But teachers and the leaders. So now I got so much to talk about on so many avenues that deal with the process and putting something together. And so I got my own techniques that I created. Like I said, if you go on the organized rhyme thing, there's a thing called the rhyme grid I created. There's a technique called 3 relatives, and I got so many styles and things to do that I've learned that I just can't wait to share with people through the podcast.
Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I know I'm gonna learn a lot by watching, man. Man, we are honored, man. We really are, for you to come on, and all of this is organic, man. We just we on the journey.
Obviously, man. I mean, listen, this brother E Napoleon Smith just reached out to me a few weeks ago.
Right.
And I like this handle, man, because he had the books, and it was, I was like, yeah, and then he just showed love, man. Like, hey, I'm trying to connect on this level, and I want to share it with people.
Yeah, man.
And I said, yeah, man. Books are important.
Yeah, for sure.
We need that. Literacy is important. Hold it very dear.
Yeah.
And
sign right above my door, everything requires reading. So when the kids look at that, I'd be like, give me something that don't.
That's power. Yeah, that's a powerful statement, bro.
Yeah.
They struggling. I'd be like, you ain't gonna tell me nothing that don't require reading.
Yeah.
You got. Yeah,
Mm.
I can't tell me nothing like that. Y'all trying to get out of it, but it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, I try to tell them a lot of the kids. So I got like a lot of Hispanic kids. And I'm like, a lot of y'all got to read the mail for your parents.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
so you got to think about that. Right now, y'all kind of maybe getting by a little bit here and there, but eventually you got to read important mail to your parents.
Right.
Not so. It's very important to read in that aspect, and I think not think I know being in a classroom, seeing another like black male teacher, and they can actually see me, and then go home and watch stuff with me on Netflix or go watch a movie and TV, and then come back and be like, yeah, I saw that yesterday. And then I'm like, yeah, but I'm going, and then I can go out of town on a Friday, go do a show, and come back without missing a day with them, and be like, yeah, I just did a show, and come back. And, I'm able to tell them like and show them like, yo, you can rap. That's cool on rap, but like you can still do other things, y'all. Like it ain't gotta be all in one basket, y'all. Like
that's kind of what motivated me to embrace the book zombie
right,
journey book club or whatnot. Like you said, everybody can't rap, and it's a lot. Like for me, of course I would love to rap. I'm a hip hop head.
right,
I respect it so much. you
right.
know I like it as a fan. I just wanted to give something back to the culture in any way possible, and I like to read, and when I run into these stories, a lot of times I run into people who haven't heard of these stories, like some like the Raekwon book or your book. A lot of people's like, I didn't know he had a book out, and then they'll read it, and then they get into it, and next thing they know, they're telling me about books, and
It's
it's
powerful.
good energy. So we appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you and everybody. So what my first book, that's why I have this here, it made it to top 9 on Amazon poetry. It was a
Congratulations, man.
deal when that came out, you know what I'm saying? So I hip hop I love hip hop because it supports me on every facet, every level of what I do and going forward. Um, but I just think like we have so much to teach people and to do older. And you have to accept that you're older and there is a different way to um, rap. So
hmm
metaphorically, rapping does not have to be a verse on the song. You can be rapping to the people in a workshop. You could be rapping when you're pitching this book. That's a different way. Rap wasn't necessarily about having to just rhyme. It's rap, like, talking to somebody is rap. You,
Yes.
you know, I was
Yeah.
of it like having a slick lingo of how you address somebody is rapping.
hmm
So you rapping and explaining yourself through your love for books, clothing, whatever your passion is, you can rap about it in different formats at this stage and age. So I don't think we should get tied up in rapping as far as rapping means you have to rap about only a song or rap only in music. I think we could rap at workshops. We could rap in the conference room with each other about building. There's so many ways and forms of rapping. I think you just have to embrace.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Because trust me, I done been up and down. I've been all up and down. And in this career, as an artist, you be like, oh, what's the next thing I'm gonna do? What's this? This ain't popping like I thought it would. This is popping over here. Am I want to go here? There's so many thoughts you have in an artist, and I write that in those books. That's why I love doing the book because you get to hear me straight up tell you like, yo, don't do that. That ain't gonna work. I'm super clear, transparent, and honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, find another way to rap, man.
Yeah.
There's another.
Write a book. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we appreciate you coming through, man. It was an honor having you, man, and we just wanted to, do anything we can to push the narrative forward, man. So when you release your first book, I mean not first book, apologize, your next book, we would definitely be posting that on the Book Zombie page. Anything else you would like, want to push the narrative forward, that's what we're here for. And we
And this will be recorded indefinitely. So we're going to share it. This is a nugget, bro. To have this on the
Ask
record
me.
for people to,
I tell people, ask me stuff, man, because like, of course, people know me from back then. Of course, we've all come up in the journey together, New Eurekan and stuff like that. But there's so much there that I've acknowledged, that I've gotten and accumulated to have these things that people be surprised about them. But I'm like, yo, just ask me, because I don't know what you want to know. But if you ask me, um, I can tell you so much about maybe the way to get there in these journeys. And that's what the podcast will be about. Is it'll be about questions I've been asked, questions that people I think want to know about, and stuff like that, just to kind of like give a perspective on stuff that people aren't really thinking about or people weren't sure about and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think we all can do that, and that's what I'm saying, y'all. We all have that in
Mm,
us. So what is it that you want to teach somebody? You know.
right.
well, what's your thoughts? I mean, we only got a few minutes left, man. So if you can just hang for a few more minutes, and I
Good.
can pick your brain, yo, for real, bro, because
Right.
you're lucky they can cut this thing off because I'm telling
Oh,
you,
yeah.
I keep you if I can, just to hear, just the reminiscing, the materials, the lyrics, man. I'm not even pressing you for bars. We're not pressing you for bars. I think E Napoleon Smith would be upset with me if I did that right now. Shout out to E Napoleon Smith, man, made this happen, bro. He came.
I got
Yo, this, bro.
here. I rock something.
All right, yeah,
Here you go.
yeah.
This is from my album today, though. I always say this, Ron. This is one of my favorite verses I've ever written.
Yo, Wordsworth is in the building. Brooklyn's own in the building at Book Zombie right now, bro.
Sir.
I'm telling
Called
you,
Here
bro.
we go. 9 months in a cell. Mom in labor. Should have came out premature for good behavior. Why come out when dudes like me feel in the morgue? Might hang myself in my cell with my umbilical cord.
Mm,
The doctor says that I look like my mama's man. See the resemblance? My mugshot is the sonogram. You
mm,
started as a suspect smoker. My dad denied me, wouldn't accept calls. Wait, she
mm.
had the labor pains and she slept more. Mom craving pickles had me kicking in the mess
Oh,
hall.
wow.
Came cried when I hit earth. Born naked since birth, like I was strip search. Family came talking through the glass. From the baby shower, got my commissary and some
Man.
cash. So thank you, born addicted. I was born convicted because of pigment.
Mm,
It just
wow. Dope.
it's showing the metaphor that us we locked up and then we come out same treatment.
Classic lyricism,
Yeah.
man. Oh man, bruh. Brooklyn is in here, bruh. We got
Yeah.
Brooklyn in
That
here. We got North Carolina
I
in
see
here. We
Brooklyn
got
in the.
we got Louisiana in
Yeah,
here.
man.
Jersey's still in here. I mean, what do you think this would have been like if we had this technology back in those early 2000s? I mean, you ever thought about that?
It would just be, I think we'd be ahead of the curve as far as deal negotiations. Because
Uh,
a lot of us,
uh,
we signed a lot of raw deals because of lack of knowledge. Nowadays, the knowledge is kind of like there for you, so you don't necessarily sign a bad. You still get deals because they haven't done the research, but now you can literally look up all the research before signing a contract and doing the wrong thing. So I think a lot more maybe disastrous deals would have been averted, and I think that's what would occur. We'll have a lot more independent artists. That was a big thing back then.
it was.
Being
Yeah, it was a challenge. That was a challenge.
big thing. But despite back then, even though you was independent, you was signed to somebody
Yeah.
that
Right.
kind of almost felt like a major. So, you still had to deal with the lawyer and the lack of knowledge in some of those cases too. So now the knowledge, if we had this was going on now, the knowledge would be out there a little more.
Definitely. Definitely. World renowned author MC, Mr. Wordsworth. This is an honor, man. This is our second live.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
you know,
Yeah, I mean it's I
it's a
I don't I don't have the words.
We didn't, we didn't
Yeah, I'm wilding
have
out. I don't have words for
to,
this, bro.
man. And so, like I say, we
Yeah,
appreciate it,
You
man.
know what?
yeah.
We
Oh,
should,
yo, so yo, I'm doing this for Eve before he forgets. Before this thing shuts off on its own, brother Precise. What up, my brother? Start the shout outs now, bro. We need the shout. You got to give the shout outs, man. You had a lot of people in here today.
Who's E Napoleon? You doing the shout
No,
outs?
no, I want you, Wordsworth, to do the shout outs because E Napoleon Smith was telling me that he wanted to get your shout outs on
Oh,
the record.
yeah. Yo, what up? Yo, what up, y'all? It's Wordsworth. Right now, you checking out the book Zombie, E Napoleon Smith, K Banger. What's happening, world? You got to take a look and read a book, man. You know, reading the book is freedom. There's a lot of things in there that, helps you visualize and envision yourself in the world today, tomorrow, future, and everything. So make sure you read.
Mm.
man. Appreciate the words, man. And again, pun intended. Pun intended.
Yo, yeah, listen, bro. So, did we speak about what's coming up? What you got coming up?
I got, I got, I got an album.
Beside the new record, which you had just mentioned, I know that's in the works, but
Yeah,
and anything on the horizon that you want to plug in here that we can focus on for the people?
I want to plug. I want to plug some album things going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I got an album with Stu Bangers. I got an album with P.A. Dre. I
Okay.
got um I got another album with another producer I just started with. I got an album with J Soul. Another one with him. I got another book I'm writing that has nothing to do with rhyming. It's more so like I'm trying something that I don't think ever's been done in a book, like the way I'm writing it too. So watch for that one. It's called just in case it gets cold. I've never said the title yet, but it's called Just in Case It Gets Cold. Um, and yeah, just organized rhyme. Go on there, sign up. Hey man, it's worth it. And then if you pay
Mm.
for it, of course, and you watch it, you get the modules for a year. If you got some questions, you can contact me. Like your words, what do you mean by this? If you wanna do like a one-on-one consultations on stuff, I'm with that too. But if
Mm.
you just cop the module and everything like that, you could go on my Instagram and check the module. I got like a snippet of it on there. Um, if you just check that out and you got questions, but it's very in tune and in depth. When people see it, I think it really blows their mind. Like, man, I never even thought about that one, bro. And that's what I intend to do. And wait for the podcast. It'll be coming soon. Please subscribe. Wordsworth TV. That's it right now. And then the podcast will probably be popping off. This is like kind of middle April. I would say maybe in like another month or two, kind of like that. I gotta get the right equipment, make sure I got my stuff right, and then. But I've been writing what I'm going to be talking about already. You know what I'm saying?
You got that look like, yeah, I got something on my sleeve, y'all. Y'all
Well, this
don't know?
is this is sound E. It sounds like the publishing conglomerate. It's what we need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
time now, y'all. We gotta do
yeah.
it.
yeah.
You go to Walmart and it's just filth all over the bookshelf, man. I hope I'm not getting this cut off by mentioning stuff like this, but dude, bro, we can't do it no more. This right here, this pure hip hop right here.
Yeah.
You know, pure,
I'm
unadulterated.
excited to just like I said, I got a lot of knowledge about the craft, and I wanted to just share it with people. People ask me questions. I mean, the questions I get, I sometimes wouldn't think I would get the question, but what made me want to do the podcast is because I have the answers
Right.
to it.
Right.
So I might get a question about like how somebody might say a line and I'll be like, they might ask me, yo, this line right here, how could I make this rhyme better? I'll be like, yo, if you just said this here,
Mm.
or word placement could be here. There's so many topics about the craft of writing and stuff that I can't wait to just talk about and answer questions and stuff like that's I'm mad excited, to be honest. Like I'm mad excited, man.
Bro, this is decades This is decades
I'm doing a podcast,
condensed.
but I'm excited
Yeah,
because I've been
yeah, right.
it's like just get on camera and do a podcast. It's not about
It's
that. For me, it's like, what am I doing with it? And I'm so excited
Right.
to talk to people about, yo, when I write 8 bars, you know, what makes this and that? Yo, when you do this, I'm so amped to talk about the process. And you don't even understand how I am to talk about the process of writing. I mean, I got a whole course on it that I wrote, so you know I'm like,
oh,
you know,
man, I can't wait, man. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. You know, we're gonna definitely keep in contact, man. Look forward to everything you got coming forward, man. You know,
if y'all didn't see the snippet, I'll send it to y'all in the DMs.
definitely. Please do.
Yo, for sure. Yo, for real. Listen, yo,
Yeah,
I don't,
if y'all
this,
want to talk longer, like whatever, y'all just hit me up. Like,
yo, we're gonna keep this. This is a blessing.
Yes, sir.
Real blessing. It totally made my day. I don't know. I'm trying to squeeze in every last bit before this thing cuts off. I think you'll started just after 9.
Yeah.
okay,
But at the
Right.
hour mark, it's gonna shut down. So
Yeah.
we're getting
Yes,
close.
sir.
So I'm letting it run its course, but I'm giving my peace and thanks now with the brothers E Napoleon Smith, Wordsworth. Go
yeah,
ahead, man. Go ahead,
another question.
E.
This is the book zombie
Yes.
universe. We all just in
Yeah, for real.
it, you know. So it's good to
Oh
have.
man, the Book Zombie Book Club live. E Napoleon Smith, Keith K. Banger with Wordsworth in the building. Yo,
Get a partner. All those people that want to do books, get a partner. Find somebody that is going to hold you accountable. If it's a weekly, some people might need weekly. Some people might need 2 weeks. Get a partner, man. I'm telling you. That's how we got socks done. We did a meeting. We actually started in March, and then we would meet. We met every 2 weeks for about a year. You know what I'm saying? Like we just every 2 weeks to get this book done.
Consistent.
Um,
loving the unity.
if you don't do
Loving the
you don't do that, you're kidding yourself. I'm telling you, you're just kidding yourself.
that
You need to get a partner. Don't
teamwork for the win again.
don't be so bold and just like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna get it done. I'm good. I'm gonna get it done. You know, it's just been crazy at the crib. You know what I'm saying? It was just been crazy. But you know what? If you got that meeting and it's crazy at the crib, and you tell the crib, I got a meeting, crib will respect the
Yes, sir.
meeting. So
Wow. Okay. I caught that.
the crib will respect the meeting.
Right.
And then you
Right.
get hour of sanity with your peoples. You start writing. I got this going on. Then after that, you return back to whatever you got to deal with. But you need that hour. I'm telling you, man, you need that hour. So find a partner out there.
Yes, sir. Hey, great advice, man. So we look forward to speaking with you again. Hey, we'll keep in contact, man. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the Book Club. Once again, the great Wordsworth.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.